going to be working on another main mission now. I've been dealing with an epidemic on the mother base, so I need to actually go through with that and hopefully find out more information about it to help it out, so I can send out troops on combat missions and also fire certain troops if necessary. The next mission I'm going to be doing is Root Cause. Rescue the intel member who has obtained information on the epidemic at Mother Base.
Boss, the intel team's hard at work investigating the cause of that illness spreading through Mother Base. Problem is, a bunch of our agents in the field are still MIA. Progress has been slow, until now. We just got a distress call from one of them. He said he's got intel on the origin of the disease. But the PF in the area got to him before we did. There's been no further contact from him, but we know he's being held at the guard post on the western end of the mine. There's still a good chance he's alive. We can't afford to let him die. Right now, he's the only link we have to the root cause of the epidemic. Get our man back, boss.
Okay, so deploying now. Only one landing zone. This epidemic appears to be related to language, and this ties in with the
A member of the
Devil's House.
intel unit has gotten a lead on the epidemic that's crippling Mother Base. Problem is, our man has been captured by the PF in his operation area. He's being held at the guard post on the western end of the mine. Boss, we need you to get him out ASAP. Right now, he's only linked to the root cause of the epidemic.
Heading immediately to 07, and I'll send quiet ahead of me. Okay, there's a helicopter. Still around, I think. No, that's my own helicopter. What sees 3 of them? Okay, there's the prisoner. He's tied up, but it looks like he's been tied up to be moved. And he is on the move. Okay. Looks
Check
like
the
he
VI on your iDroid. That's where the target is being held.
might be attempting to escape.
Boss, that's a serious injury. It won't heal on its own. You'll need to treat it with first aid.
That was a long fall. I need to get around before that prisoner does something foolish. Around. Took a little bit longer than I thought it would.
Boss got an emergency report from the intel team. A vehicle has fled the guard post heading northwest. The prisoner at the wheel appears to be the target. Could escape on his own. The target is no longer at the designated position. Find that vehicle fast. Target. He got out on his own. Boss, cover his escape, then extract him once the coast is clear.
Wow, that was
Roger.
unique. I was thinking he could be extracted while still in the vehicle. I didn't expect him to fall out. Okay, I can hear the helicopter. There it is.
sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss. Warning! Mission complete. And the target's safe. Time to figure out what the hell is behind this epidemic.
I actually wonder what the third hidden objective was.
Amazing. Mission complete. That right there is why you're the best, boss. The one and only. Boss, the intel team member you extracted is gonna be okay. All thanks to your quick actions. He keeps muttering the same things over and over. About the pathogen, and the old man who knows how to treat it. Code Talker. He even told us where he is. This is our only lead, boss. Let's go meet this Code Talker. Boss, you need to make contact with Code Talker, the old man who knows what the pathogen is. We have to stop this disease that's spreading across Mother Base. Select the mission on your iDroid.
Extract before we could have an accident. What was the third one? Exfiltrate hot zone with intel by land. It's kind of hard to know what that one would have been. So going on to do mission 28, Code Talker. Make contact and extract Code Talker. Old man knows how to treat the pathogen affecting Mother Base. In addition to the local PEF guard in the mansion where he's located, an unidentified force has been observed operating in the area. That leads me to believe that's probably Ghost involved.
You need to make contact with the Code Talker. The old man
Or
who's
something
supposed
else
to know
by,
what's behind this infection.
Cypher.
The intel team member you extracted was able to pinpoint his location. A forest that stretches across the Angola-Zaire border. The locals call it Lufwa Valley, the Valley of the Lost. The target's in a mansion deep in this valley. A PF is deployed there, but we've also spotted an unidentified group operating in the area. If Cypher developed this pathogen, there's a good chance our target played a central role in that process. But is this their weapon to surpass Metal Gear? Will the pathogen or its cure lead to Cypher? This guy is the key to everything. Boss, make contact with Code Talker and extract him if you see fit. We can't afford to lose any more men. We have to stop this thing.
Okay, one place to go in. Looks like I'm going to be going up this valley right here. There's quite a few bridges and quite a few areas for ambush and a few camps for soldiers to be set up. And I've been this way at least once. From the back way when I explored the mansion one time. There's quite a few workarounds, but it's a fairly narrow pass. And easier for someone to defend.
Boss, make contact with the old man known as Code Talker.
If you go the direct
According
way,
to
the
the
middle
intel team
path,
member
you're definitely
you
going to
extracted,
probably be
he
spotted.
knows what the epidemic is and how to treat it. You'll find him in a mansion deep in the valley.
Can't guarantee that since I don't know
He's
the
a
layout
high-value
of
target
exactly
who's
where they'll
probably
be,
involved
but
with Cypher's
there's
research.
so many different
This
methods you can
information
find.
came at a heavy price, and you convinced security on site is going to be tight. Watch yourself out there, all right? Make contact with the target, Code Talker, and if the treatment requires it, extract him to Mother Base.
I'm going to send quiet ahead. No, I think I'm gonna have to worry about is patrols in this area. You could pretty much expect that they'll be at the camps, but
No sign of the enemy. Judging from security in the area, I'd expect to see a patrol by now.
yeah, I'm thinking the same thing too. This is an aberration. I should have run into some type of patrol or something out here. But I'm not. The wind has picked up.
Mist. I have a bad feeling about this.
The last time I was here, there wasn't a mist. Whispering. And it's not just the music. Same abilities as quiet. So a new type of ghost. The question is to engage or not to engage. There's two of them. There's two more out here somewhere. They have the same problem Quiet does. There's a third one, I think. Okay, they've all taken up sniper positions.
Sniper, where are they?
I was hoping I'd have time to crawl there, but it proved not to be the case. Yeah, they've got the same problem that Quiet does. Same exact problem.
You see that? The sniper vanished into thin air, just like Quiet. If you can't mark them, there's no way to tell where they'll strike from next. Stay on your guard.
Closer than I thought I was. All three hit me.
Not good. Don't let your buddy die, Steak. I'm pulling them out of there.
one of them should have been over here, and that's the reason why I risk getting hit so many times. Okay, I'm gonna go towards shoot. Okay, I've got a tree branch right in my way. Okay, it doesn't look like I can extract them. And that was one of the reasons why I was taking quite a few risks. Oh no, they're there. But it's not where I expected them to be. Yeah, I can't extract them. So I ended up taking risks that I didn't need to take. Still don't know how to counter those snipers now. They become easier to deal with once you realize their weaknesses. They're all ranged fighters. I was hoping to extract one of those snipers, but no, this isn't the case.
located the mansion. The target's close. Be sure to think this through.
Okay, so quiet is out for the moment. They're on alert status.
Zero risk security. Looks like they're already on guard.
Okay, yeah.
Why don't you try interrogating them? They might know the target's exact location.
See who I can spot first. Okay, I see 3 of them outside. Fairly good stats. Six, 7, 8 unknowns, maybe. Quite a few of them are patrolling in twos. I've only seen one so far by himself. One person about where the anti-air is, not far from it. 1 floor down. Based on positions, there's probably 2 of them at the front door. Looks like one of them's inside the house. One of them is focused entirely on this area. No climbing spots. Individual moving towards me should be able to handle him without too much trouble. Problem is those 2 patrollers, 2 sets of patrollers. Okay, moving.
Ik wil niet, trek niet. Where are your friends?
iDroid information updated. There's more than one entrance. How do you plan on sneaking in?
Very careful. Okay, moving. One patrol seems to focus on this garden area out back, and the other moves back and forth between where I think the power area is, or the power. I think to shut off the power along the outside.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Okay, this side is for the most part clear. I'll move up and use it to pull this patrol away. I can. Okay. Now I just need patience. Okay, that's the door. Just above me. Okay, they saw me. Alright, they're moving. Okay, they've repaired their radios since the last time I was here. What's holding their attention is the fact that they're on alert. Okay, I got him. It's just a matter of pulling him away from the other patroller to where he can be handled one at a time. There's a shotgun at that. None of this is a worry just yet. If you see a soldier doing that, just let him talk. If you interrupt, someone's gonna notice. It's like that's not an issue either.
Speak.
Not as good for stealth, but
We know where to find the target. Do whatever it takes to bring Code Talker back.
okay. Last time I was here, that was about where either the library is, or I think the wine storage room.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Okay, that shifted the other patrol. The other part of the patrol, that is.
GPS Delta 9. Was verdachte geluid gehoord. Beweeg. Gaan onderzoek instel. Oor. Er is CTF, begrijp. Wees voorzichtig. Uit.
Spit it out.
Where are your friends?
So, blueprint. One patrol down. The others may be individuals. Unknown what's inside. Well, I mean, there's one more patrol than the individuals. What I mean by patrol is one soldier backing up another one. The ones who are foolish enough to walk around by themselves really don't
You gotta extract him.
fully count as it. Let me take a look at the front. Got this one right here. Okay, got another one up here. So 2 patrols at least. And then, like I thought, there's one, at least one by the front door, probably more. Probably a second one, either by the front door or in it. The door down there is the door that goes into the a sort of wine cellar. It's 2, maybe 3 inside. No, that third one is Code Talker. The thing is, it's kind of hard to see if this one right here is 1 or 2, since sometimes they can overlap, and it looks like that might be an overlap. I'm going to wait until this patrol gets back here. I should follow that ledge around, I think. There's a ledge that goes along this way. Yeah, it looks like that's their circuit. They follow this level. making our way back. Okay, that's the door I heard earlier. Which means that they're not outside the entire time. No helmets. Hopefully I should grab one, may have to shoot the other.
Kom eens checken daar. Volg mij. Hit it!
Nope. Got him off scot-free.
Spit it out. Where are the others?
Okay, got him. Just need to move this person just a little bit further back. Still not a problem. He's just reporting his intent. It's not a problem even after. They're not going to do anything if he doesn't report back. I'll use this building as cover and extract these two.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Okay, on the outside that leads me to this next patrol. Okay, I see one inside. I'm going to go back the other way. Entering the building and take care of the straggler. If I can. That's the door they kept entering from. There's unknown in there. And more people are dying from the epidemic. That second unknown must be the patrolling route. Okay, inside. Back out. Based on the patterns, it seems like I should take out the front door first. The one by the front door or the one by the cellar, wine cellar. I've got at least two to deal with there. One, I think, inside the cellar. No, both of them are outside. That's good. Okay, one's equipped with a light machine gun, the other with a rifle. Looks like helmets too. The reason why I shot him is simply because the opponents who use CQC don't stay down as long as those you tranquilize or those opponents that you choke out while interrogating. So it's simply to ensure that that one stays down and doesn't get back up again while I'm waiting for this one to walk over to me. 7. Shoot. And he woke up anyway.
Talk. Where are the others?
Everybody's inside. I can extract them. There's one unknown on the top, inside the building, somewhere by the one at 30 meters away. I don't know if there's a soldier in there with him or not. Okay. Going to circle around and get the one who was looking into the valley now. And hopefully that should put me in a good position to take out the patrol as well. Okay, they aren't watching and he's too busy with a light.
Speak. Where are your friends?
The moon. Okay, I'm fine. That one's definitely inside. Okay, he heard something. That's going to help him. That should, in theory, bring him down here for me to handle.
He's coming too. Roger that.
No, that's bad. That's bad. It's the second one that got me.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Should focus them in that area.
Where are your friends?
Got one more to deal with. Upstairs.
He's coming too. Roger that.
That's exactly where he is. Took a little bit of damage, and that was a little bit of a risk, but took him out the fastest. Now it's just to take out Code Talker. Or at least find it. Based on the picture, it seems to be pretty old. But he could be guarded. There's a library right here. And wine cellar here. Seems to be below all that. This way. Maybe. Okay. Creepy. Seems to be set up for a ritual of some type. Just in case somebody sneaks up on me. Oh, there's no electricity here, so I guess that explains the candles. No, it doesn't. This is weird.
I've been waiting, Tilich. Or should I say, Bedahochale.
That's him. That's Code Talker.
Look familiar? It's infecting my men. How do we...
Silence. Or death.
What do you...
They could be in here. Stay quiet. Your life depends on it. Sit. The parasite has infected your band. Those are its larvae. They enter the throat and attach themselves to the vocal cords. They mimic the host's membranes flawlessly. No one can tell the difference. Upon reaching maturity, they mate. Sustained exposure to a particular sound triggers copulation. The resulting larva then feast on the host lungs, killing it. The particular sound is words. They attack only those who speak a certain language, not just one. I cannot say which language your parasites are attuned to, but silence is the best way to keep them from laying their children. This contains an herb that they dislike. Good. That should deafen them for a while. You have bought yourself some time. Speak.
Is there a cure?
Once symptoms manifest, larvae have already infested the alveoli, at which point nothing can be done. There is a way to halt the onset, which would prevent infection.
I need your help.
He stole the ones I sealed away, forced me to do his terrible work.
Skullface.
Even a country like America sways in his wake. I could not defy him. The fate of Dene lies in his hands. However, perhaps the Nishia led you here. If my children have upset the Rojun of the world, it falls to me to set it right.
But he's too old to risk a full extraction. Put Code Talker in the chopper and return to base.
He claims they are the dream of every ruler since the dawn of time. Teach them your enemies' words, then unleash them on these lands, destroying only those who speak his tongue. He calls them his ethnic cleansers.
Ethnic cleansers? That's what Skullface is after. Then, Inzuya Badiabula was... Boss, he's gonna wipe every language besides English off the face of the earth.
Ironic, isn't it? They gave us language, and now they take it away. It is thanks to them that man first learned to speak. But now, the hands of the clock turn back. They've been warped by the hand
we've got more opponents. It might be safer to take him out this way.
Roger. Alles roepen, dit is CFD. Ons is in noodgeval. Die voorspan is uitgehaald deur 'n vreemde indringer. Alle eenhede, maak in die gebied af. Moenie dat hy ontsnap nie. Uit. They know you took out the skull. Let's see what their next move is. He's coming too. Roger that. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Okay, got him out.
This is Pequot. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
I'll go back to the place. Shoot, they are on patrol. Good. Heavily armed at that. I let them think they passed out. Go back for see what the soldiers have. I at least want to get Kotalk out of here.
All right, get in. Time to go.
What's this? I guess the epidemic is more important.
Heading out.
But I think that explains why White hasn't said a word. When she did say something, I believe, in the opening mission. She must have parasite.
Yes, mission complete. Boss, that was exceptional. Of the two missing intel team members in Lufwa Valley. We knew we wouldn't get them back alive, but still, it's a damn shame. Don't let their sacrifice go to waste, boss. We need to stop the epidemic at Mother Base. That old man, Code Talker, he's the only hope we've got.
Tell me how to fight it.
I hid the answer in a microbe this one carries. It turns the male parasites into females, preventing reproduction. One parasite infecting another. However, it doesn't affect only the parasite. It alters the host as well. Your infection will be contained, but you and your men will also be rendered infertile. That is the price you must pay to regain your speech.
That freak show back there. They the work of your children too?
A different strain from the vocal cord parasite, known as the one that covers. It acts as the host's skin, providing strength in exchange for nourishment. But I did not know those men were infected. They were forced to serve him, then steal my research. Have you seen one of their vehicles?
Big yellow cake.
Captured a convoy they were escorting. Cargo, some kind of mineral.
What became of it? The Metallic Archaea.
Clouds ahead!
It's them.
Boss, are you okay? So the vocal cord parasites that have infected Mother Base, they're ethnic cleansers designed to silence those who don't fit into Skullface's worldview. We can't allow him to have such power. Go over the mission details and get going ASAP.
Boss, you okay? There's an unusual mist in front of your chopper. It could be the same one as before. Cypher is trying to eliminate Code Talker, but we can't save the infected without him. Boss, whatever you do, bring Code Talker back alive.
ready. Like you're surrounded by mist. The support chopper can't get close to your position right now.
I lost my pilot. Yeah, it looks like I crashed at the airfield.
They are coming. We are their quarry.
Skulls. So that mist is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. I cannot lose Code Talker.
I'm not sure I have it. And I don't. I'm supposed to handle these guys.
Snake, talk to me! Snake!
Skulls. So that mist is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We can't lose Code Talker.
Snake, talk to me! Snake! Snake!
No chicken hat. But this is a little bit crazy.
Skulls. So that mist is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. Lose Code Talker.
just get them away, but they're also shooting. Shoot. I could...
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake?
No, stop asking that stupid question.
Skulls. So that mist is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
The best I can do is avoid.
Coming too. Roger that.
I have to trust that quiet will shoot. Those things explode too. I've got two who are shooting at me. If it were just the armor, it'd be one thing. It's just armor and teleporting. Taking me a little bit longer. Shoot.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Come on, Void.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Okay, this one's dead. How many of these things do I have to deal with? There's at least 3. Shoot. Like I said, they teleported. worn one of them down. I need heavier firepower. There's no other way. Oh, joy. Lovely to know that beforehand. So I need something like this. Hit one, another hits me. For the days of the enemies that just shot regular bullets at me. Please don't tell me they're healing. this is with quiet helping me. This is a little bit ridiculous.
Code Talker is dead. Now there's no hope of saving the infected.
Difference between fun and being absolute, utterly ridiculous. Supply drop weapons. First eliminate the weaker ones. That'll give me time.
He's coming too. Roger that.
That's part of the ridiculousness. Okay. I'm overpowered. And if I can just eliminate some of the danger. Shoot!
Snake, talk to me!
No, I don't want a
Snake!
stupid chicken hat. Stop asking me.
Skulls. So that missed is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
Good work.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Oh, it's just taking off the armor. That teleporting, and you combine the armor with the guns and the teleporting, and it makes my head. Shh.
Boss, what happened?
No, I don't want
Boss!
a stupid chicken hat. They shouldn't even ask you for that nonsense. They keep saying no every bloody time.
So that mist is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
That teleporting, and they have more than enough armor to make it an overkill. God. Where the heck? Where did that one come from? Maybe I should hit them when they're lifting those rocks. As soon as I fire, they teleport. Pretty darn good shots too. It's a little bit hard to lead them. Time to heal. I also need space to heal. And I don't seem to be doing any damage to them.
Quit kidding around. Snake?
I'm not kidding around. This is not an easy mission, especially when you're dropped right in the middle of it. No preparation against people who teleport.
We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
I'm gonna try Honeybee. teleport like that, it's hard to predict exactly how you're going to be able to handle them. We've got armor and teleportation, so not exactly. This might only work against air. Yeah, it's got speed. Okay. Teleporting business in that.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Hit one and another hits me. Shoot. I need a quick way that I can actually get supplies without having to go through the menu, especially when I'm having to deal again with 4 superpowered creatures.
We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
Stealth parts, no problem. But when it starts getting into this nonsense, it's just...
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Even Killer B is only doing so much damage. Teleporting.
You gotta extract him.
That should give me some time. It goes right through them. It's the difference between fun and ridiculous. This is pretty much it. I can't do anything until I heal myself. Damn it! Every time I fire, they teleport. I do that and they do take no damage. Again with the teleporting.
Leave the rest to us.
Quiet at least. Start freaking hitting them. They've got too many powers. They got too many different types of powers to use, and they're too overpowered. It's the only way to do it. It's the second time I've missed. I'm missing because they teleport right through the weapons. So not only they got great armor, but they teleport right through whatever I fire at them. Just like that. Great. By the time I notice two of them are lifting those blocks in which I can hit them, I'm being pressed by the other ones. And Quiet isn't doing a darn thing other than just shooting every once in a while. Guns are useless. They should just cut down on the number of them. two of them. Two of them would be a proper challenge, but there's four of them at one time. It's
Boss, come in.
the only person who designed this level was the sadist. That's the only. The sadist created this level. That's the only explanation for it.
You need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
I'll remove some of these other enemies while I have the chance.
He's coming too. Roger that.
It's that teleporting nonsense. Should have armor or teleporting, but not both.
Roger that.
Shoot. Well, this seems to work well enough. It does them enough damage. I've got the same problem. As soon as I fire, I would teleport. Tend to teleport. With a stupid teleporting. I need to get another supply drop in. They ought to have some type of limit to their power. But if they have a limit, I don't know what it is. Except maybe that. Great, they're going back to shooting. Okay, this should do it. I really don't know how to handle these. hitting them and hitting them and hitting them. It doesn't do a thing. Holy cow.
Great work, boss. I'm coming in on another chopper.
That took a lot.
Get code talker to the LZ and wait there.
CQC against those guys? The Killer Bee. I was using the Killer Bee, but it didn't seem to do as well as this other one. This CGM-25. I actually managed to kill him. I was able to target more than one.
Get in, boss.
It seemed to be more effective than Killer Bee. But you're right, I may need a battle uniform. I might have prioritized stealth a little bit too much. That's interesting.
Mission complete. Whew. At least you made it out in one piece.
Since I'm kind of reluctant to get that close to him, but I'll give that a try. Sorry I missed your messages for a while. I was just concentrating. Whew. Yeah, I think I got a couple of methods to take out those armored ones. Targeting two at one time seems to confuse them and to disrupt their teleporting.
Skullface is no longer in Africa. The nuclear test was a success. Now they've turned their knives on me.
Satellites didn't read any test. Neither did seismometers.
The detonation test took place 5 years ago in the southern Indian Ocean. The final test was the opposite, to prevent detonation.
You mean?
Skullface plans to sell nuclear weapons that he retains control of.
It's not like hawking small arms to militias.
Indeed. He plans to avoid detection by exporting minerals containing tiny amounts of uranium in the form of Metallic Archaea. Once on site, Metallic Archaea enrich the uranium and weaponize it. Loaded onto all-terrain bipedal machines. They ensure any country, armed group, Even the smallest terrorist cell can become a nuclear power.
Bipedal. So that's why they needed Huey.
A nuke business to replace the arms business. And Skullface owns the market.
The very atmosphere of nukes. Anywhere and everywhere. Deterrence on all sides.
So that's why he ran a non-detonation test.
Yes. Another Metallic Archaea instantly overrides the criticality generator. A fail-safe only he controls. Any such weapon can be deactivated whenever he chooses, regardless of who owns it or their intent to use it.
Nukes. Controlled by a man, not a country.
If they proliferate, conventional nukes lose all value. Political, military, and economic. The two superpowers become powerless.
Skull's machete?
The R&D and medical teams have come up with a proposal for a new suit that applies Code Talker's research, the Parasite suit. Apparently, it can recreate some of the Skull's unusual abilities. But in order to use those abilities, it needs parasites. If you want to wear this suit, you're going to need to get a hold of parasites by extracting skulls.
We need to stop the epidemic at Mother Base.
About the pathogen spreading through Mother Base, what's your opinion?
Textbook symptoms of vocal cord parasite infestation. And judging from this casualty list, it is the Kikango strain, meaning a breed of parasite that triggers symptoms upon detecting pronunciation specific to Kikango.
So how do we keep them from becoming symptomatic?
Use this. A type of Wolbachia, introduced to a sample of the parasite. A parasitic bacteria that colonizes the parasites, turning male to female and preventing copulation. We must cultivate more.
Thanks to Code Talker, we've managed to put a stop to any new vocal cord parasite infections. We couldn't save those already symptomatic, but everyone who survived has been released from the quarantine platform. Skullface will pay for this.
Again with the truth serum?
What are those legs made of? Titanium? All the way to the femur.
Metallic Archaea.
Sahelanthropus. Where is it?
What?
We have to know before his plan is complete. Sahelanthropus is the final piece.
What are you talking about?
If the Soviets break out a mobile, controllable nuclear weapon, East-West relations will be right back at the Cuban Missile Crisis.
The Cold War returns to life, as countries without nuclear arsenals line up for what Skullface is selling. Nuclear weapons proliferate overnight, and on the brink of annihilation, the world maintains its balance.
But we know this is all just a shield.
A ruse. The cleansing parasites are what matter most. A WMD to eclipse even nukes, and the only one that can still be used. Skullface is the world's greatest threat. And Zero's. The pieces are in place. All that remains is to unveil Sahelanthropus in Afghanistan.
They can't activate it without me. Okay, B-Zero. Sahelanthropus is beyond the Soviet base camp, in a lab built by the Soviet philosophers. That's what you're looking for. But I have no idea how he's controlling it. It wasn't designed to accommodate a human pilot.
Ocelot still remains my favorite character from this game.
No! No! Wait!
We got word from Afghanistan. Everyone at the Soviet base camp's dead. No sign of fighting. Parasites. Skullface's men then headed north. The target is OKB-0. That's where he'll activate Sahelanthropus. Unless we stop him, he'll go down in history a conquering victor. We can't let that happen. Wipe him out. Don't leave any trace of his existence.
I'm gonna need backup on this one.
You'll rendezvous on site.
don't think I have enough time for today to do another main mission, so I'm just going to return to the base and walk around for a bit. Then I need to check the side missions too. One new side mission is mine clearing. I'll do that and then I'll return back to Mother Base. Take a shower and look around. Okay, I see one mine. And a second. Both in the rocks. Not exactly how I intended to remove the mines. For some reason I don't have my silencer on my sniper rifle. This will replace that. There we go. So I found 4 with the claymore. 3 of them I dismantled, and the guards set off 1 of them. There's the should be the 5th one now. Yeah, so there's 3 more. Okay. And the suppressor was on. Thought it was. Okay, so hit him in the shoulder. I'm going to extract all these soldiers before they wake up and become a danger to themselves.
He's coming too. Roger that. You gotta extract him.
Now I'll use the containers to extract myself. That's taken care of. Three mines.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
2 mines now. And 1 mine now. Okay, that's weird. That should have been all of them. Guess that makes sense, one buddy at a time. I thought I'd be able to find them, but looks like I need D-Dog after all. This one's a bit further back from where the others were. Going to go to the R&D one and check on Huey. Then after listening to the tapes, taking a shower and such, and that'll be it for this stream. I accomplished 3 missions, that's pretty good. It's fuel I'm struggling on, seems.
About the pathogen spreading through Mother Base. You've seen everything we've got on the outbreak. What's your opinion?
Textbook symptoms of vocal cord parasite infestation. And judging from this casualty list, it is the Kikongo strain, meaning a breed of parasite that triggers symptoms upon detecting pronunciation specific to Kikongo.
So our Kikongo-speaking staff are at risk.
Quite so.
He's right. All the victims do speak Kikongo.
So they can survive if they just use another language.
There is no guarantee. You're only dealing with the Kikongo strain. Other language strains may be present. You well know he was teaching them languages from all over the world.
The Devil's House. Nzoya Badia Bulu.
There is no way to know how many strains he has at his disposal.
So how do we keep them from becoming symptomatic? You mentioned using microbes.
Use this. A type of Wolbachia. Introduced to a sample of the parasite.
Wolbachia?
A parasitic bacteria that colonizes the parasites, turning male to female and preventing copulation. You must cultivate more. What have you done with the infected bodies?
Cremated to stop the spread of infection. But we did keep a few for study.
Good. Take this sample, grind it to a pulp, and introduce it to the larvae now nesting in the dead. The Wolbachia will multiply rapidly within those larvae.
They're soldiers, not some petri dish.
Conventional cultivation methods will take too long. Extract the Wolbachia from those larvae and vaccinate your men. Kikongo speakers first. This is the fastest, surest way. No one is to speak a word of Kikongo until the Wolbachia are safely inside them. I will instruct your medical staff in detail on site. You have the appropriate facilities.
Yes, but
do not worry. I made a pact with your bit de Holone on the honor of the Dene. I speak no lies.
Keep an eye on him.
Will do. Follow me. I'll take you to the medical team.
Now, we must wait for the Wolbachia to multiply in the larvae.
How is the disease transmitted? If it's carried by insects or rodents, then...
There is no intermediate host.
So...
The vocal cord parasites lay their eggs in the larynx of the host. Most hatch and migrate to the lungs, but some are transported to the mouth through ciliary movement, mixing in with saliva.
Saliva. Droplet transmission.
Sneezing, coughing. Any food or water containing infected saliva. It would spread fast.
Indeed. And when the larvae migrate to the lungs, symptoms can resemble the early stages of a cold, making it easy to infect others.
Meaning a simple conversation would be enough to pass it on.
All right, so what happens after the larvae migrate to the lungs?
It is as I said before. They mature by feeding on alveolar tissue. It is only then that noticeable symptoms appear in the host.
And by that point, it's too late. He's infected everyone else. It's one hell of a weapon you've created.
That is what Black Anna wanted. Something that would spread easily. In truth, he's not the reason. But we will discuss that another time.
The Walbachia have multiplied. We're preparing to extract them and begin vaccinating. But is this really the only way? Sure, it'll prevent infection, but the cost...
You would rather remove their vocal cords?
No. Tactical communication's a linchpin of what we do.
What if we were to ban the use of Kakongo?
Insufficient. First, there's no guarantee that only the Kakongo strain is here. Second, there is the matter of how the parasites lay their eggs. Before they can copulate, they must be exposed to the pronunciation of a specific language for a period of time, like a container filling with water. But the duration between when the container is full and when the copulation actually begins varies from case to case. In other words, even if the infected stop speaking as a countermeasure, it may already be too late. The only true solution is to prevent copulation through the Walbachia, or by physically removing the affected tissue.
Do any antiparasitics work?
It sounds as though you have already tried.
Yeah. We tried every one there is, and nothing.
I have yet to find a medicine that can remove the parasites. At best, it temporarily covers their ears.
Why is that?
Because the parasites are companions to us. To remove them inevitably harms the host.
Companions?
More than you think. And this is why the human immune system cannot eliminate them.
We've inoculated the staff with Walbachia to keep them from becoming symptomatic.
That should also contain the infection.
How did this happen in the first place?
It has to have been a Cypher spy within our ranks.
If this is so, then why the Kakongo strain? If their intent was to wipe you out.
Skullface said the remaining English parasite was close to the boss. If this latest strain was his doing, he wouldn't have tipped his hand.
It is possible someone brought eggs onto the base without knowing. Stuck to their shoes, clothing.
Well, that makes the most sense to me.
And where did the eggs come from?
You mentioned that your boss visited Nzoya Badiopulu.
Sure, but his gear's disinfected immediately upon return.
Then he was not the carrier.
And not just the boss. All staff dispatched to high-risk regions were quarantined on the flight back. When the symptoms first appeared, we checked and disinfected all equipment used up to that point. Any and all prisoners, soldiers, materials, and animals extracted during missions were also quarantined.
So, that just leaves...
I have seen children around here. Where are they from?
Oh no.
All over. Some were being held hostage at a mine. Then there were the troublemakers at Wala Yamasa.
Wala Yamasa?
Yeah.
Their clothes, their things. Did you burn them?
They're just kids. We couldn't. And besides, not one of them's shown symptoms.
The parasites don't infect prepubescent hosts. Their vocal cords are not fully developed.
Well, if infection doesn't occur in children...
It is possible they carried eggs on their clothes, and the infection spread from them.
Check the kid's stuff.
I doubt there is any trace left by now.
But if there is, some of those kids must be close to hitting puberty. How could we have missed this?
The name Wala Yamasa got quite a reaction from you. I'm guessing the Kakongo strain was released in that village.
It's a pretty impressive
Cypher
base.
used that region to experiment with vocal cord parasite transmission, the Kakongo strain. The settlements around the refinery upstream of Bwala Yamasa were the proving grounds. They would infect one villager, then record transmission speed. Dangerous work. If they failed to contain the infection, it would slip into the surrounding regions.
At which point the world found out about the parasites, making them useless as a weapon. Incredible they'd risk such a thing.
The test site was densely populated too. A terrible place for such experiments. No doubt, they thought burning everything would wipe away all traces. The settlements were covered in oil anyway. Who would wonder if one day they caught fire? And so it did. They burned it all. Living and dead.
Those remains.
But they miscalculated. Transmission speed was far faster than anticipated. It may have been the temperature, or hygiene standards, or perhaps the parasites reacted quickly to Kikongo. Whatever the reason, nearly all villages were swiftly infected, and the settlements reduced to mounds of corpses. Making matters worse, the dry season was ending. When it came time to burn the village, the Muneni River had swelled. Many of the bodies were waterlogged.
Meaning they didn't burn completely.
The corpses still contained viable eggs, and the larvae washed downstream. And when the people downstream drank that water,
That marked the end for Bwala Yamasa.
I learned all of this at the mansion. I warned him of the risk of eggs getting out.
And?
We are prepared for any eventuality.
I get it. Putting the oil field back online. The oil leaks. Saner. The river. Prevent the spread of infection.
But the oil flow was stopped. And downstream, the people of Masa village started using the water again. The PF soldiers deployed at the village were locals, spoke Kikongo. They were infected, and the kids survived.
I've heard enough.
And who stopped the flow of oil?
Don't.
We did.
That confirms it. The source of the Kikongo strain infection was Masa village. And the children brought it here. It is no one's fault. There is no blame to be cast.
The parasites, they were tested in other regions?
Their physiology requires that they be tested under varied conditions. Another test site was in Afghanistan.
So it was the parasites there.
Both the Pashto and Tajik languages are spoken in the mountains of Afghanistan, and population density is low. Ideal testing grounds for how accurately the parasites target only the specified language. It is also relatively easy to prevent the spread of infection.
And the results?
The first test, I am told, was a success. Once the Pashtun Mujahideen were infected with the Pashto strain, they were all but wiped out.
The Hamid fighters at Smasei Fort.
It was doubly successful. No Tajik Mujahideen or Soviet soldiers became symptomatic.
So the parasites proved to be effective. What about the second test?
Also supposedly a success. The Pashtun village was the target. However, the original aim was to obtain samples of the infected. In this, they failed.
And the village?
The Soviets enacted a standard scorched earth operation.
That must have been the village where Malak lived. before being held captive at La Marjate Palace.
Having had more time to think on it, the details shared with me may have been false. They are madmen who would do anything to cover up the truth.
They certainly seem to like tossing their problems in the fire.
As a boy, Skullface's life went up in flames. Perhaps that is what fuels his fixation with fire.
Your Wolbachia stopped the infection all right, but I still don't get it. How can a few bacteria change males to females? I know they're only bugs, but
it is not such a rare thing in the natural world. Many insects and nematodes are infected with Wolbachia.
But why?
They nest in the cell cytoplasm of the host, even in the egg cells, with the result that the offspring are born infected.
Mother-to-child transmission.
However, Wolbachia cannot nest in sperm because they do not have cytoplasm. So even a successful infection of a male ends after a single generation. This means the Wolbachia must resort to maximizing the population of infected females.
Sounds like an ethnic cleansing campaign on a tiny scale.
Gender change from male to female is their survival tactic.
So more females means more Wolbachia carriers, so it can keep thriving in the following generations.
But the parasites in a human host are supposed to be a mating pair. If there's no male, there'll be no offspring at all. It's killing itself.
Slow down. This tactic is intended for environments where a single male can copulate with multiple females. Originally, the Wolbachia did not infect the vocal cord parasites. I created a mutated strain, modifying the Wolbachia so that it could infect monogamous pairs. The Wolbachia's greatest multiplying tactic, the male-to-female change, worked against itself in the monogamous parasites. Just as you said. Then I performed repeated selection of Wolbachia strains until I achieved 100% certainty of male-to-female conversion.
Creating female-female pairs, unable to reproduce.
And you say the Wolbachia affects the host of the host, that is, us, cutting off our means to reproduce?
It is almost certain. Of course, we will not turn female. After all, mammals possess no natural gender-changing function. But some Wolbachia strains can cause cytoplasmic incompatibility in the host.
Roger. Is that some cell deformity?
Put simply, it means the altered sperm of infected males kill the female's egg on contact.
And that's happened to us?
Yes. And yet, what occurs in humans is not just simple CI. To date, there are no cases of Wolbachia affecting humans. The fact that this strain causes this effect, is it the vocal cord parasite's affinity with humans?
Gaining altitude.
Wolbachia stopped the infection all right, but I still don't get it. How can a few bacteria change males to females? I know they're only bugs, but
it is not such a rare thing in the natural world. Many insects and nematodes are infected with Wolbachia.
But why?
They nest in the cell site with a result, but however,
And then skip ahead to...
And yet,
yeah, there.
What occurs in humans is not just simple CI. To date, there are no cases of Wolbachia affecting humans. The fact that this strain causes this effect, is it the vocal cord parasite's affinity with humans? I do not know enough to say for sure.
So the parasite warps the host. Reminds me of what Skullface said.
It is the way of all organisms to create their own optimal environment. Just look at you and this base. Organisms that cannot do this are doomed to extinction. The difference with parasites is that their environment is another organism. That creates a connection between life and life. Parasitism, symbiosis, or death. In this way, the host too is challenged to adapt.
About this OKB-0 Emmerich was talking about. Its location and features match the citadel in the mountains northeast of the Soviet base camp. Built during the time of Alexander the Great, it was left in ruins following one of Genghis Khan's campaigns. Its occupants changed time and again due to war, and it was expanded on more than one occasion. Ultimately, it fell into the hands of the Soviet philosophers. The Soviet army was using it as the headquarters of its Afghan invasion force. But it would seem that Skullface's connections with the philosophers gave him license to develop Sahelanthropus there. And that's what Emmerich was doing at the place, before he got the axe. But OKB is a designation the Soviets use for weapon design bureaus. There's no way they'd have one of those in Afghanistan. And, in principle, the numbers that follow OKB are always integers above 1. There is no 0. Perhaps this was a secret facility of the Soviet and Chinese philosophers dating back prior to World War II. Though it's more likely Skullface just picked a fake name that more or less fit the Soviets' pattern. He doesn't go there often, but he sure as hell won't miss this. They use the heliport on top of the tower for his visits. Start by heading for the heliport. Then wait for your chance to make contact with Skullface.
It seems Sahelanthropus's armor is made from depleted uranium. That offers some serious protection. The U.S. military is planning on using it for its main battle tanks, too. Maybe that's where Emmerich got the technology.
Uranium? They're using nuclear fuel for armor now?
No. What they use for nuclear fuel is uranium-235, which is extracted from natural uranium. Depleted uranium is a byproduct of that process. Sort of like the leftovers, I guess. The garbage. Uranium-235 makes up 0.72% of natural uranium, whereas depleted uranium contains only 0.2%.
What are the benefits of using it for armor?
It's a pretty short list. Uranium's a heavy metal, like lead, meaning it can hold a greater amount of kinetic energy. But it also boasts a hardness closer to tungsten. That makes it an ideal material to use for, say, armor-piercing ammunition penetrators. But it's not the best choice for armor. Its volume is less than that of ceramics, but for an equal weight, you could end up with less protection.
So why use it then?
According to Emmerich, it came down to him being unable to source ceramics technology from a manufacturer. Plus, given that it's an upright walking vehicle, he wanted to reduce the bulk of certain areas. Despite all that, depleted uranium still makes for some tough armor, and Emmerich says it's been proven in live fire tests. It stops most Soviet tank shells.
I'll take one more look at the side missions, and then I'll look at the research and see what mission I'll be doing the next time I stream. There's a side mission, 2 of them at least, eliminate tank unit and prisoner extraction. I'll probably do those first before I continue on to a main mission. And so the next main mission is Skullface. Okay. So the last thing to do is to take a look at the development, and that'll be it for this stream. And I'll pick up where I left off tomorrow. That'll give me time to get the parasite suit as well. Vehicles. That might help me with the base on the next main mission. Okay, I need to save whatever money I do have left for the next mission. Thank you very much for watching this stream, and that is it for today.